I'm going to talk today about mistakes that brides make. Let me switch my screen over. One, I'm Lorna with It's Your Day, and I was reading an article on brides.com, and they have 50 mistakes that brides make, and I kind of wanted to discuss some of the mistakes that brides make. Hi, everyone. Okay, so the first mistake that they had that I want to mention that brides make is that you don't put yourself first. I agree with this 100% being a planner. A lot of brides are trying to focus on trying to please everyone for their wedding, and it's definitely important for you to please yourself because it's your day. So you want to make sure you get the things that you want be accomplished at your wedding. You want to make sure those things are being done for your wedding, and you do want to make sure your guest is comfortable, but you want to make sure that you are pleasing yourself and have no regrets that day. The second thing that I wanted to mention is that they brought to my attention. I'm pulling it up right now. Let me see here. And of course, they are trying to promote some advertising on there. Okay, so the next thing it says, and I don't necessarily agree with this, but this is I just want to have conversation with you. It says, do not include your registry in your invitations. A lot of times, if you have a couple hundred guests, you cannot inform them personally and really have a conversation with them. And a lot of times they won't even ask where you're registered at. They will just assume that you're not registered, and they will just go ahead and purchase something. And for me, I know a lot of, you definitely want to get what you like. You want to have what you like. So I don't agree with their top tip to not include your registry items in your invitation. Another thing that they had, let's see. Oh yeah, this is a big one. It says you announce your engagement too soon. So a lot of times with social media platforms and everything, as soon as you get engaged, you're like, oh my gosh. Oh, listen, look, this is not my ring finger. Oh my gosh, I'm engaged. I'm getting married. And you're so excited. But a lot of people, your family members, they want to make sure you just want to make sure that you inform your family members that you are engaged before you put it on a social media platform, because they want to share in that special moment with you. And I've dealt with a lot of brides. They're really sad when they find out that you are engaged through social media, through word of mouth, and especially the more seasoned family members that are not on social media, they get really sad when they find out, oh, I heard, as they say, through the grapevine, that you were engaged. So you want to make sure you tell your close family, your close friends, hey, I got engaged, just to let you know. And then if you can, it's hard to hold it because you just want to tell the world that you're engaged, but you may want to just sit back a little bit and let everyone know that you are engaged first, and then post it on social media. Another thing, according to brides.com, they mentioned the mistakes that brides make is you're having this, you set up a crash diet. You just want to lose so much weight so fast, and it's not a realistic diet. So that's something to always keep them. Yay, I see hearts for the first time. You set up this unrealistic I'm going to block you. Thank you. You set up your unrealistic goal, and you want to. Oh, okay. I just wanted to make sure we don't allow inappropriate behavior on my Periscopes. So anyway, we set up unrealistic goals, and you definitely don't want to have those crash diets and everything like that. You want to set up a diet that you can definitely keep. Another thing, let's see here. Oh, this is a great one. This was their tip number 10. You have this large gap in between your wedding and your reception. You want to make sure that your guests, if you want a large gap in between your wedding and your reception, you want to make sure that your guest is accommodated. Even if you have them in a holding room at the hotel, because if you're dealing with guests that are out of town, they don't know what to do, they don't know where to go, and a lot of times if I had to straight to the reception after the ceremony and it's a gap, a lot of times they try to come in prior to the reception time and we are not allowed to let them in, so they're just sitting outside. If it's a nice day, they can enjoy the weather, but we're in Michigan, so here in Michigan you just never know what the weather's going to be like, and it's just kind of a little inconsiderate. So I actually had a bride over the weekend and I thought this was a great idea. She had her she did her first look and she did all of her pre-ceremony photos for her bridal party before the wedding. I thought that was great because she wanted to actually enjoy the cocktail hour and kind of meet and greet her guests during the cocktail hour. So I thought that was a great idea to do prior to the ceremony. They did their first look, they did everything, and then for cocktail hour, they were actually there with their guests, just having fun and enjoying them. Now, if you like things that I'm saying, I want to see some hearts. I see we have a couple people on here. I want to see some hearts if this is some good information. And then I'm going to pause for a moment to see if anybody else has some questions because I want to be interactive. You can follow us on social media. All our social media is It's Your Day, LLC. Our link for Periscope is just It's Your Day. But we're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, and we are on Instagram. We're on most of the popular social media platforms. So do we have any questions out there? Anyone have a question? Okay, so another one that they said that brides make a mistake doing, and I do see this, that they feel obligated to have an updo, and you do not always have to have an updo. You have the hairstyle that's comfortable for you and that looks appropriate for the type of dress that you have, but you don't have to have your hair up because a lot of times you have your hair up, you end up letting it down during the reception. You do what's best for you. You do what you feel that looks better on you. Like some people are not a fan of updos and some are. So you do what's best for you. Okay, another item now this is according to brides.com and I really like this article, so I just wanted to share it. Um, and they said another mistake that brides make is sitting your engagement ring. You don't want your engagement ring to. Hi, Chris. Hi, Chris. Everybody follow Chris Holly Designs. She is awesome. She does great flowers. She works closely with me. Another mistake the brides make is you sitting your engagement ring down. So you don't want to sit your engagement ring down when you go to wash your hands in a public bathroom. I made that mistake. I did not lose. Hi, Chris. I did not lose my ring. However, I almost walked out and I left the ring. So that's a big mistake. Try to keep that ring going. What I even do now, if I wash my hands and I'll dry my hands and I'll take the ring halfway off just to dry my hands and put the ring back on. So that's another mistake. You get excited. You want to sit it down. You never want it to get wet, but that's just not realistic. You skimp another thing, and this is a great mistake that brides make according to brides.com. They say you skimp on your wedding party gifts. You want to definitely show your bridal party that you appreciate them. They spent usually a couple $100s, I know, for women, especially for their dress. They've taken out the time typically to do your bridal shower. If you like what I'm saying, click on, I want to see some hearts. I don't have any hearts. I want some hearts. So a lot of times they spent a lot of money on the dress. They've taken the time off to be there for your wedding, for your shower. They've given you your shower, and they've just spent a lot of time with you. So you definitely want to get a nice gift, something that they could use, and just show your appreciation to let them know that they are appreciated and you thank them for being a part of your day. Now, this is one of my top reasons a mistake that brides make. You forget to feed your vendors. But see, as a planner, it's my job to help remind you of that. You definitely want to feed your vendors, all of your vendors that's going to be there, because it's nothing like someone working on low fuel, or they have to leave out because they have to eat. You have to feed your vendors. You want them to enjoy the event. You don't want them thinking, oh my gosh, I'm here and I'm so ready to go because I'm starving and they're not feeding me. So you want to make sure that you feed your vendors. So you don't have to feed them the filet mignon, but you want to give them a hot meal too. I think it's very disrespectful personally to give them like a bag lunch or a box lunch. So you want to make sure you take care of your vendors. You take care of your vendors and they will take care of you the day of. That's my son in the background playing if you guys hear some noise. Oh, and another thing they mentioned is mistreating your single friends. If you're able at all, oh great, thank you, Chris. If you're able at all, you want to allow your friends to be able to bring a plus one. Of course, you will never invite um, a half a couple. You know, if someone's married, you definitely want to invite husband and wife, but you want to think and be considerate of those friends that are single and allow them to bring someone so they're not sitting there feeling like the fifth wheel, third wheel, and the eyeball and very uncomfortable, because typically, from my experience, you can tell right away and they usually end up leaving. So you want them to party and enjoy their time while they're there at your wedding. Now, before I mention a couple other tips, I wanted to know if we had any questions. And if we have any questions, we're going to answer some of your questions. You got any questions out there? Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next one. It says not saying hello to your guests. So like I mentioned, like the bride whose wedding night we did over the weekend, she spent time during the cocktail hour to greet her guests. But some people, and it is a long day as a bride. You're exhausted. So a lot of times you still want to take that time out to greet your guests, to thank them. Some of them have traveled from afar. They brought you gifts. You want to show your love and your appreciation because they're sharing in that special day with you. So you want to make sure you're able to say hello. You don't have to do the receiving line. I have a couple special tips that I usually suggest to my bride. So you have to contact me directly if you want a couple ideas on how to greet your guests without doing a receiver line. Now, this is my personal second most important thing that you should do. Send your thank you notes right away. You want people to thank you. You want to thank your guests. I'm sorry. You want to thank your guests. They took the time to come. They typically have took the time to spend a whole day with you, and you want to send a thank you note to them for that gift. Even if they didn't purchase a gift, hopefully they did, you still want to thank them for coming because their presence was there. They still made that day special for you. So you want to make sure you thank your guests as soon as possible. I always say, as soon as your honeymoon is over, start writing out those thank yous. And people love personalized thank yous and not just a scripted one. But if it's a scripted one, at least you're sending out a thank you. But you definitely want to do that and do it as soon as possible. People really get offended for not receiving thank you cards. And then especially if you plan to grow your family and have a baby soon, you want to send out those thank you cards because you want them to attend your shower and you want them to attend all your other events. But if you're not thanking your guests, it's considered rude. So definitely make sure you thank your guests. Do we have any questions? Any questions out there? I'm going to just highlight a couple more that I saw that I thought was really worth discussing today. I'm going to pause a minute to see if you guys have any questions. Okay, so we have no questions right now, so I'm going to go ahead and move forward. And once again, I'm Lorna. I'm from It's Your Day in Troy, Michigan. My internet is acting crazy right now. I'm from Troy, Michigan, and we specialize in weddings and events. We are in the Metro Detroit area in Michigan. I'm not sure if anybody online is from Michigan right now, but definitely we would love to be of assistance to you if you are in need of planning for your special event. Now, my internet has just went out on me totally. So I guess that's all for now. I'm going to wait a moment to see if anyone else has any questions. And I'm going to try to refresh and see what's going on with my internet. I'm hoping my internet is just acting up on the computer and not on the phone, and you guys can hear me. Do you find it necessary to send a personal message or thank you note to a client after? I do send out personal thank you notes. I also send out an email to my clients immediately, thanking them. It's just a great touch, and you never know how they will remember you for when it's time for them to refer someone else to you or for a different event. So personal thank you notes always touch your heart a little more than just a scripted one. So that's something that I definitely recommend if you have the time. Like for me, I usually have, like if I do for a wedding, I did do a scripted one because my handwriting is horrible and I know I wouldn't have did it in a timely manner. So I did have a scripted one. But if I'm writing hand notes to a small group of people, I send out a personal one. Do we have any other questions? Oh, no problem. Everyone follow Chris Holly Designs. Let me actually follow you now before I forget. I'm going to follow you now that you're on Periscope. Good to hear that you're on Periscope. I know we talked about it, so I'm glad that you're on this whole new platform. It's a wonderful platform. Well, I just wanted to chat and give you some of the mistakes that I personally experienced, and I know brides.com. If you want to check out all the 50 mistakes that they have, you could definitely check that out. It just this issue just posted, I do believe last night. I saw it last night, so yesterday. So it's pretty fresh. So if you go to brides.com, I'm sure you'll be able to find it. And if it's no more questions, we're going to chime out. And also check us out on Facebook. If you have any wedding questions, we're going to have a set day that we just answer questions from our clients or potential clients or anybody on Periscope. Go on to facebook.com, fill out the poll. I think it's on Twitter. Yeah, it's on Twitter as well. Fill out that poll and put in any questions that you have, and I will be answering them coming up soon. I hope all is well, and remember, it's your day.